Well, now's the time to kind of talk about the reason why everybody wants to come tune in and check all this out. It's time to talk about the beer. And if you are just joining us, we are Brew Minds. I'm Jesse, this is Tom, and we're joined by the Fretboard guys who had their big opening. So we have a little rundown of the beers you said you guys are going to be opening with, putting to your Facebook page. If you can kind of run us through them a little bit. We've got the Improv American IPA, the Jazz American Stout, the Lyric Wheat Ale, the Wider Blonde Ale, and the S23 Session IPA. And if there's any others you want to throw in and talk about in there, but if you can kind of run us through those first, and we've got a lot more coming after that.
I grabbed those off the website.
That's fine. Yeah, no, that's right. So the Improv American IPA. So that is it's a very hop forward West Coast style IPA. It's one of my babies. It took gold in Beer and Sweat last year.
Nice.
Or 2 Beer and Sweats, I should say that.
That's pretty impressive, though. I mean,
yeah, I love
out
that.
Of 100-some IPAs, probably.
Yeah,
so.
there wasn't that many. It was like 30 or 40, but yeah, I'll take that. Yeah.
No, it's 100. No, it's 100.
It was actually
300. It's like
325.
Yeah.
A lot of IPAs.
For those of you who haven't been to Beer and Sweat,
yeah.
highly recommend that you go. Tom is actually wearing a Beer and Sweat shirt right now.
Oh, yeah. I wear that religiously all the time.
I forgot what it was. I usually wear the one hop in the...
I only have that one. I have that one's my first one, and I have the red one from last year with the barbell or the cake bells.
I actually, that's the first time I had any of your beers. I saw your name on the keg list and everything, and winning all the medals, but...
Yeah. So yeah, I mean...
Brad cleaned up.
Yeah. I swept the IPA category, I'll put it that way. Yeah,
nice.
That was fun. I mean, I was on a homebrew level. Obviously, we're on a professional level now, so I bring those
It's pretty serious.
It is.
It's a pretty serious competition.
Shot calls against some of the Rheingeist and Matry, you're kind of coming at them.
Actually, Jim Matt actually judged one of my session IPA, and that's what took Best of Show runner-up in that same competition.
Nice.
Which is the S23, so that's a very...
Which Jim Matt brewed with us.
Jim Matt brewed with us as well. Correct.
Right.
I was getting there.
We actually passed the first Jim Matt test when we brewed
Right,
it.
and Jim Matt and Brian tested, and then
They're like, well, this is good.
So the S23 took Best of Show runner-up in that same competition out of 266 or 267 entries as well.
Is there going to be... Obviously, there's going to be some minor differences anytime you brew a collaboration beer on somebody else's system, but are there going to be any big changes in the S23 beer?
No, absolutely not. The only I have the capability of whirlpooling on a very large scale now, so that is what Jim was able to bring to the table when they helped us brew that. When they brewed it for us back, was that
2015, January of 15.
Yeah. So they whirlpool with a heavy Centennial. So I did a whirlpool with the same thing, but I did a high dose of. I did about 22 pounds of dry hopping in this one. I did 11 pounds of Amarillo and 11 pounds of Citra with dry hop. And I don't know, I mean, I think it came out really well. So it actually tastes, for the most part, it's pretty spot on. But I first hopped on a homebrew recipe with Simcoe. Obviously, I'm not going to put Simcoe in a bittering charge on a production level system, right? Because I subbed it out for Nugget, and I still got my Simcoe in there in a different. But it's not. I can't taste much of a difference, to be honest with you.
That's actually
not the bready, nutty taste that I'm looking for.
Well, I was going to say, regarding the beers, we've been drinking Brad's beer for 3 years now, and the really cool part is tasting it on the production level isn't much different, and we know the difference.
Water's the same.
We know the difference. The water's been the same, and
the cell counts are the same.
It's almost come out better
on a scalable level.
I was going to say. That's probably not good, but scale, like
the stout, same thing.
Yeah.
I've been drinking 3 years, hoppy wheat, and they've really come out spot on. Love it.
Kudos where kudos are due. You brought up Kevin. We've been working with Kevin Moreland, and Kevin's been instrumental in helping us scale these up and make sure we're putting out a quality product, right? We had no intention to come into market and figuring it out, right? And Kevin's definitely helped us make sure that we're hitting the ground running. We're putting out quality liquid. We're going to continue to put out quality liquid. We're building policies and procedures in place to test, and it's not going to go south on us. That's our commitment to everybody.
And so Kevin helped design the system and get everything installed and set up, right?
No.
No?
So Kevin, well, I take that. So the system was already ordered.
Okay.
We brought Kevin on post system install. to consult, to basically align when we go online with brewing, right? So that's when Kevin stepped in. Maybe about a week and a half before that is when Kevin helped out as a consultant.
He's definitely made some tweaks.
We've had made some tweaks, and he's had some much for the better, you know. So yes, so there has been some tweaks to the system with some overhead piping for transfer lines, a reverse CIP line so I can backflush the plate chiller, things like that, all for the better, right? So just all for process improvements.
Well, that dedication to QA is to me so important. Like
absolutely,
nothing is more disheartening than going to somebody's grand opening or whatnot, and that kind of you taste the beers and you're so excited, and there's the immediate off flavors, and then I know I can speak for myself and other beer nerds that like. What do you say in those situations? Like you want to.
It's the first batch, so
right, and that's why I always go twice and go 4 months later.
Is that acceptable? I mean,
but that's
not acceptable to me.
But that's also the thing.
It's not acceptable to us, you know.
It's not to us, and again, it's. I've experienced that. Didn't want to be the person that being said about, the brewery that being said about. So we took extra measures to ensure quality control at the gates.
Well, and you guys are starting out with a lab.
We have a lab as well, so we have a hemocytometer. We can count yeast cells. We can harvest our own yeast right now. I mean, clean, and then sanitize, and then clean again, and we'll maybe brew for a half a fraction in between all that, and then clean and sanitize some more. I mean,
you mean you don't just sit around and drink and play music all
day?
I wish.
I do.
I'm still waiting for mandatory jam time.
Yeah, well, mandatory jam time is coming because I'm getting pissed off because it's not here. Okay, all I've been doing, I've been working.
Just get the mash going.
So
right after this.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna go. So 7:30 in the morning, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, it's 1 a.m. again, and you're like, wow, I haven't done. What have I done all day?
Well, I mean, to go back on quality just for a smidge, I mean, it's absolutely critical.
It's inherent.
I mean, and you know, us as craft beer lovers, as weird as this to say, we probably have a higher tolerance because, like you said, maybe it's the first batch. I'll go back and try another one, right? But if there's a customer that comes into our facility that is a potential conversion, and we give them that product, and they taste it, and they're like, that's terrible. We could have not done a bigger disservice to our industry.
Jimmy,
than put that
I was wondering about the super sack
across the bar. And so everybody has our commitment that quality product from day one and without wavering.
But I just want to say, the Kevin we were talking about, who helped them get set up and going, was Kevin Moreland from Listerman's and Taft's, and he's helped that. Yeah, I mean he's been all over Cincinnati. And also for any Blank Slate fans, the guys at Fretboard snagged Colin, who's
come
sitting
on
over
in,
here
Colin.
in the back.
Come on,
Come on,
a little
Colin.
hug fest behind Jimmy.
He's like, wait, I gotta get up.
Kevin joined us yesterday as our lead brewer and cellarman as well. So
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Come on, Kevin. Come on in.
Glad to
Cheers. Yeah, cheers.
welcome aboard officially on the
Fretboard
interwebs.
employee.
Glad to see you back in the beer scene.
Exactly, yeah.
Under Armour.
Girlfriend's mom's Under Armour purchase, but, you know, other than that.
Colin's promising some crazy experimentals, man, right?
What are you promising?
I am promising to help contribute to good, consistent beer in Cincinnati.
All right.
And a creative journey.
My job here is to learn, to help improve, and also showcase ideas in the future. But that's quite a yacht you got up there.
So,
From 7 to 20?
Okay. I was gonna say I was very much operating a man-shifting steamboat back in the day. That made quality, good product, but at the same time,
the best.
This is a different ship, that's for sure. So I'm very interested in learning how this operates and also contributing some of my knowledge in the past as to help this brewery run as efficient as possible. That's
Port
for sure.
side,
So,
starboard side.
Yeah. Just where's the hot water and the cold water? And
He's like, we had 2 vessels before. You guys have way too many now.
as long as I know where the grain goes in and the beer pours out,
there you go.
we'll figure out the rest in between. So, but no, it's a I come from the same genre or background of I can't live without music either, and barbecue being built into this. Why say no to a really cool concept?
You're gonna dabble your hands in everything.
I can offer some experience in all aspects of this place.
Culinary, right?
I have a culinary background.
I was gonna say
He's got jokes, people. He's got jokes.
I can cook and brew. Again, don't push me on stage.
Oh, you're good on stage. It's actually mandatory.
Colin has the golden pipe.
Well, yes. Golden's overstatement, but yes, I appreciate the compliment from somebody that's never heard me. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Colin's
Again,
resume
has always been on my resume as a conversation starter. I didn't realize it'd be like, oh, that landed me a brewery position.
That was like my focal point.
Never mind 4 years of brewing experience. He's got a recorded album.
Yes. That was the only odd thing in your resume that stood out. This guy was brewed before. Yeah, he's done sales. All right, great. Oh, he recorded an album.
Shout out.
You still have yet to hear it.
So Colin, let's talk about the music.
Yes.
Brewing? What brewing? Who cares?
I actually like the fact that with what your core brands are, I've already kind of thought about like, oh, these would be great punditry names for what can go on in the future.
Oh yeah.
I won't go into them yet because the recipes haven't been designed yet, but I'm just kind of like, just walking into it made me go, man, the cycles are churning. I'm really looking forward to what I can contribute on all aspects.
Awesome. Good.
All right, I'm gonna get off the camera now. Hi, Mom. You don't have Facebook, but hi.
You're now Cincinnati famous, just so you know.
Feel a little verklempt.
All right, so
Talk amongst yourselves.
well, back if I can interject back to the brews real quick.
Sorry, we didn't jump off.
We're on the exact same page for once.
Karen Anderson wants to know what dark beers you'll have on tap, and if you can.
Karen, we have.
There's an empty one right now.
There was a American Stout right here, which was delicious.
No, American Stout is. Were you guys, since I know you were doing it a little
American
drier.
Strong Stout. Yes.
Okay, so it's not like a dry Irish Stout.
No, it's American Strong Stout. So I mean, it's better
Stout then, not an American Stout.
It's American grains.
Names
American
can be
hops,
anything.
Midwest hops too. So it's bittered with Columbus, and it's got a quasi late hop addition of Columbus in there as well.
So this is your American Stout to Mad Tree's Axis Monday American Super Stout.
It's not Imperial.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because this is 6.8, Axis is like 10. So
Yeah,
right.
fair enough. Fair enough.
We can do a lot of iterations.
They use Columbus?
with
I
it.
don't even know.
Well, I was gonna say with
remember
this
that.
particular style, we can do a lot of iterations.
could,
with
we
it.
could.
So we've done this with coffee.
Yeah.
Delicious. Raspberries. You do raspberries?
I've done raspberries. I've done cherries. I've done
cherries,
some
that's what it was.
warranty
He's
cherries
just trying
on
to-
this as well. Some tart
So-
cherries.
I think you know
But that's-
Tom has like a
Yeah,
massive
I don't know if
affliction
you
of
knew that or
raspberries.
not, but you say raspberries.
Okay, not raspberries.
Mantrade is.
I love raspberries.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm like, oh.
Stouts are awesome.
Yeah.
Peppers, chocolate,
Some habaneros,
We'll do a lot of
jelly. Yeah.
This one we'll do a lot of
Pistachios,
iterations.
whatever.
A lot of iterations.
Awesome.
But while to answer a question, Brad, we've done porters,
Chocolate coconut,
and so I think particularly with the stout category, we'll do different iterations with this recipe in particular, and then put a porter on tap, and then your winner's not a dark, but it's pretty.
I want to
It's
dabble
heavy.
with. We've got some local coffee
she might like
roasters
that
we're
one,
working
so-
with down the street
think
called
so.
Seven Hills Roasters. So since this is more of a it's more of a tart, not tart, but it's not. I shouldn't say tart's the wrong word. The stout has more of this bitter coffee flavor that I wanted to balance it with a sweeter coffee. So we researched an Ethiopian blend that they have that's got a little sweeter note because I didn't want to get more of the bitter piece off the the coffee bean off of that. So we worked with this Ethiopian blend, and it turned out really well to balance out a little bit of the bitter in the bite on this
We
stout.
call it Sally Struthers.
Yes. Sure.
Just
3 cents a day.
Okay, so and you know the name jazz works really well for all this experimentation with like
Right.
free jazz or cool jazz or acid jazz or whatever. Right?
Yeah,
I'm a jazz guy,
yeah.
so you could have your hard bop stout one day.
Exactly.
Your
Yeah,
bebop stout.
absolutely.
Anything.
Jazz is like the perfect name for the stout.
Right.
I mean, stout's complex. It's got so many different things
So
going
many
on.
permutations you
Perfect.
can go with jazz. I mean,
No, I
it's so
was-
freeform.
Curious
Yeah.
about some of the other names. Improv, I always see improv music. Lyrics and music. Session, I'm guessing that's like a jam session or something. I mean, it's obviously.
Which one?
Oh no, that's S23.
S23 is
right?
the only one that's not unique to music. It's I'm sorry, that's not tied to music. It's unique to Sergeant Eric's Hero. So
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
it's
correct.
the only one
That
that's
was
not
his
music
badge.
related.
All right.
That was his badge number.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. What the
Yeah.
S23 was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that beer in particular will be a donation vehicle back into the community.
Nice.
So whether it's in our tap room or in a bar, 50 cents per pint will go to a nonprofit organization by the name of Behind the Badge, and they will donate it to local first responder community, police, fire, etc. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's really great of you guys to give back like that, which I think is also just such a big part of like the craft beer community. But you know, that's most people are just kind of doing it, you know, there behind the tap room, so to be able to open that up, I think a lot of people will get behind that. So.
Yeah, we, you know, the community supports us. We want to support the community, and so from day one, we're going to do that. I have no clue what our numbers are going to be, but we're going to donate 50 cents a glass back to the first responder community. And so, but it's kind of cool. So what we do from a bar perspective is we're asking the bars to donate a quarter, and then we match that, right? So as our consumers go into the marketplace and drink S23, know that that bar has made a conscious decision to donate back to the community as well.
Yep.
And,
Awesome.
and
Literally written a check.
yeah,
I mean,
they are writing.
I gotta write a check.
They are writing an extra check, and then we're matching it. So, you know, we all get in that funk where you walk into a bar and you don't know what you want to drink, right? And so, well, it's a good session IPA, and I want to do some good. So give me an S23.
Well,
Right?
my
So-
biological father was a police officer, so on his
Cheers.
behalf, thank
All
you.
right, cheers.
Salud.
Cheers. Cool.
And almost through telepathy, Karen Anderson wanted to know if you guys were doing flights, and wouldn't you know it, right here.
I love you,
guys-
Karen.
Our little Ohio Fretboard
yeah.
Brewing.
Oh, those are really cute. That's awesome.
I gotta say that is one of the nicest fretboards, tasting boards that I've seen with the
Oh, you can't really
engraving
see
in it.
but I like you've got the ABC, just like the notes too. That's really cool.
Well, yeah. We've got a
Well,
card.
that
ABC
corresponds
with
with
the
the
beer that you get on here.
right,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it ties
It
together
goes-
music.
it goes
Fair enough,
together.
right.
Right,
It works both
together.
ways.
It works both ways.
Instead
Yeah.
of
You meant that the entire time.
It's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
Parallel
ABC.
paths that sometimes converge and then sometimes go parallel again.
Well, can you
I got a math background, so that makes absolutely no sense. By the way.
can you kind of maybe run people through those real quick? Just
What's your pour?
Vintage board. That looks like
That's
the writer.
S23.
That's S23.
We're doing brewery quiz right now.
This is our lyric wheat. This is
Hefe.
our El Jefe Hefeweizen, and this is our Jazz Stout. So we did a Hefeweizen with a German Hefeweizen yeast strain. So it's got a
Turned out
perfect
really
blend of banana and clove going on with it.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, because not everybody's a big hop fan. So
Well, getting back to the names for a second.
Yeah.
Rider, that's like the list of crazy stuff that the bands get to say, like only brown M&Ms. Is that where that name's from?
Look, it can have many
We've
names.
all got a different music
We do.
connection.
So you
Yeah.
can think of Lowrider, right?
love
with
Lowrider,
or you can
okay.
think of Riders on the Storm with the Doors. You can think of
Sure.
I Know You Rider by the Grateful Dead. So it's open to interpretation loosely because we all have 3 different interpretations of what that name means, but we all converge on that. That's a great name for that beer.
And
You know, Trey.
lawnmower,
Yeah.
beer, it's a rider.
Trey.
Both here, you can drink it all day.
Trey Anastasio is one of my favorite
Right,
guitars.
alright, thank you.
I'm a
Yeah,
fish head.
that is named after.
So
Trey.
it's an amber. Amber is red.
He's
Trey's
a redhead.
Done.
Just made it
Named.
quick.
Right. Well,
Done.
earlier
Love
everybody was
Trey.
saying, you guys were saying, oh, the amber's killing. I'm like, all right, well, if the amber's killing, I got to get it. And you were saying it's called Trey. I was a fish head for many years, and I was like Trey Anastasio.
You got it.
Absolutely. The one and only.
Good,
The
good
guitar
work.
god
Now,
himself.
as a pianist, can I get like a Paige McConnell beer or something?
We might do a Lomboy or something.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Silent in the morning, maybe.
Needless to say, we have a good well to draw from for beer names.
Right. That's very true.
Let alone just
Glad
fish
they're wrong,
songs.
but-
But